New to the series? This audio novel is best enjoyed from the beginning. You can find the full playlist right here or in the description.
Chapter 2. The Final Countdown. The blackout came without warning. One moment, the city buzzed with life. The next, everything plunged into a deep, consuming darkness. A heavy silence fell. I sat in my apartment, heart pounding, staring at the darkened skyline. This wasn't a random failure. It was the sign. When power flickered back on hours later, my phone buzzed. Messages from my parents flooded in, their panicked words reflecting the chaos they had witnessed. I called them back. "Mom? Dad? Listen," I said, fighting a tremor in my voice. "Do you believe me now? You have to come here. You need to be safe and together." The line was silent. I could feel their fear. "But what's happening? How did you know ahead?" My mother's voice wavered. "I can't explain it. Just trust me now. The blackout is just the beginning. Something worse is coming. I've seen it." After a long pause, I heard my father sigh. "I know it's hard to believe," I said softly. "But please, pack what you can and come. It's not safe there anymore." "I'm coming," my mother whispered. "We'll be there soon," my father added. I hung up, a mix of relief and anxiety swirling inside me. The countdown was on. The next day, my parents arrived. They looked exhausted, their faces etched with the fear of the unknown journey. We sat down in the living room, the quiet of the apartment a stark contrast to the frantic energy of the world outside. There was no avoiding the truth anymore. "Mom? Dad?" I began. "I need to tell you everything." I started from the beginning, explaining the first black rain, the infected, and the terrifying new world. Their faces shifted from disbelief to shock. They still didn't truly believe me, not until I showed them my power. I reached out my hand, and with a thought, a fully packed survival kit vanished into thin air, only to reappear a moment later, floating over my palm. "This is my power," I explained, my voice steady now. "An invisible space where I can store anything. It's how I survived last time, and it's how we'll survive this time." Their disbelief crumbled, replaced by a profound awe. They believed me. With their trust secured, I told them the rest, about Yoon Tae-woo and Seonari and how they had betrayed me. And then I told them about my death. My mother gasped, tears welling in her eyes. My father's jaw was set in a hard line. They were grieving for the daughter they had lost. "It was terrifying, Mom," I whispered, tears finally blurring my vision. "I had no idea what happened to you. All I had were whispered rumors that the military had bombed your town." My parents pulled me into a tight embrace, their grief now mixed with the relief of having me back. "It's okay now, Jihye," my father said, his voice thick with emotion. "We're here now. We're safe." "Yes," I said, a wave of new resolve washing over me. Because this time, it's going to be different. This time, I'm going to protect you. 2 weeks before the black rain, my apartment had been transformed into a command center. Disbelief was gone, replaced with grim determination. My father, the brilliant CEO, sat over my laptop, cross-referencing survival guides. My mother, a renowned research biologist, efficiently organized canned food and medical supplies. "I need more water purifiers," he said without looking up, "and a portable radio." "I'm worried my bank might flag this spending spree." My father paused. "Don't worry. My company's finances have always been extensive. I've already wired a significant sum into a secure account for us. It's untraceable." My mother looked up. "Jihye, I've gone over the medical supplies. We have antibiotics, but we'll need more chemicals to test the black rain's effects on a cellular level. I have a theory." I felt a lump form in my throat. This was the family I had lost, In my previous life, I was alone. Now they were fighting with me, each using their unique skills. "What about a long-term shelter?" my father asked. "This apartment is too exposed. I have a few properties I can check on." I took a deep breath. "I've been practicing with my power. The space is growing, and I can store us in there for a few hours, but it's not a long-term solution." My father nodded slowly, a thoughtful expression on his face. The CEO was back, but this time his company was his family, and his bottom line was our survival. 1 week later, we moved. My father's planning was meticulous. We left the city in a fortified armored SUV. An hour away, we arrived at a sprawling, secluded mansion behind a high stone wall. It was a fortress. We were safe. The next few days were a blur of unpacking. The living room became a war room, with maps and satellite images. But a chilling realization hit my father. Our biggest vulnerability isn't food or water, it's defense. In Korea, civilians can't own firearms. We have no way to protect ourselves from the infected or other survivors. My mother nodded. "We're exposed." A somber look came over my father's face. "There is one person who can help. My best friend from my military days, Bak Men, died a few years ago, but his son, Bak Sejin, is still in the military. He's like a son to me. He might have access to weapons." My father's expression turned to hope. "He was always disciplined and loyal. I'm going to contact him. He's our best chance." My heart, still healing from betrayal, clenched at the idea of trusting another stranger. The name Baksijin was a distant echo, but the memory was as clear as the day it happened. I had met him once on a scavenging run. It was in an abandoned hospital when we ran into his group. Even then, he was a natural leader. He saw my power firsthand. My ration disappeared into my invisible space. His eyes filled with curiosity, not greed. He offered to let us join his camp. "A power like that is an asset. We have doctors, engineers. You'll be safe with us," he had said. But before I could answer, Yoon Tae-woo had stepped in, a cold look in his eyes. "We don't need your help," he said, voice arrogant. "We have our own people. We'll be fine." Tae-woo hadn't wanted to share me or my power. He saw me as his personal asset. His betrayal wasn't a single event. It had been a calculated decision made long ago. My father's plan might be our best chance, but the memory of that past rejection left a bitter taste in my mouth.
The story doesn't end here. New chapters are coming soon in the official playlist. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.